Do you know the consequences in front of a hostage situation with police from both China and the US? Hello everyone, I am Depeng. Today's first topic, the case, occurred in the simple and honest town of West Houston, Texas. At 8:30 ochtends on 1 December 2025, it's Cash Express. A clerk at a check cashing store was preparing to open for business. At that moment, a man suddenly appeared from behind and held the clerk hostage, demanding the cash inside the store. The man was later identified as 33-year-old Paul. Because the check cashing store has a large amount of cash, its security system is equipped with silent alarms. While complying with Paul's robbery, the female clerk quietly triggered the alarm button. 5 minutes later, Officer Mauricio Reyna, who was patrolling nearby, arrived at the scene to handle the situation. On duty, due to the complicated situation at the door, the officer could only check the situation from outside and signal for the power to open the door with his hand. How about a door, or what? Because it was a silent alarm, Reyna did not know the reason for the alarm and therefore did not enter a high state of alert. However, just then, the fucking doors. Paul emerged from inside with the clerk. The officer unhesitatingly drew his weapon. Missy fucking hands. Hold here, let me see you by hand, right now. Shots, far. We got what's this, click down. What's this, click down? Officer Reyna used the space between the hostage and Paul to fire his weapon in the narrow area. Paul naturally did not expect the officer to open fire so decisively. He was scared and ran away. Because the other party still had a gun, for safety reasons, the officer fired again to intercept. Blackmail. He has one gun on the side, he's no gun right now. Hold the air, okay. Math, get it tight. Paul was hit multiple times and fell to the ground. His handgun dropped near his feet. But since backup had not yet arrived, the officer could only remain on alert at the scene. Keep talking to me, bro. I'm right here. Where to get your help? Okay, man. Hey, you hear me, man? 8 minutes after the incident, the second officer arrived. The two officers approached Paul, arrested him, and provided emergency medical treatment. When we go up, kick that gun to the right. Okay, hey, we're about to make. Moving on the suspect. Right now, get entertained. Okay? Move. Do not move. Okay, I'm going. Hands on. Okay. Kick that thing to the right. You hold on them. Kick to the right. I got you, bro. I got you. Push. Let me see your hand. I'm moving right here. Okay? And I know. I got you. The help's coming on the way. Okay? Let me see this hand. It was gonna hurt. I don't know. It was gonna hurt. Just hang out with me, okay? Paul had been shot multiple times, with pain all over his body and head. He was very dissatisfied with the officer firing. While he was holding the clerk, Officer Reyna patiently explained the situation to him. You're a good big dog. What's up? Bro, you had a gun on you, man. You had one in the hostage, bro. You know, I'm gonna push her up and run. Big dog, you can't be doing that around your man. Oh, you, hurting you, where? At my arms, they going dead. Subsequently, medical personnel arrived and transported Paul to the hospital. Afterward, according to the police investigation report, Paul had organized a professional theft ring since 2015, primarily targeting pawn shops and tobacco stores in the Houston area. Over the following decade, he had accumulated a total of 16 criminal records, including 5 robberies, obtaining at least $50,000 in illicit funds and about 30 firearms. In addition, there were multiple counts of aggravated assault and public intoxication. Despite multiple charges being dismissed by the judge, Paul was convicted 3 times and sent to prison to serve time. At the time of this incident, Paul was on parole. In this case, Officer Reyna fired a total of 6 shots, of which 3 hit Paul. Currently, Paul is out of danger after emergency treatment and has been transferred to the county jail for medical confinement. Because Paul was identified as a homeless person with no relatives, there was no good Samaritan in this case. All medical expenses during his rescue were borne by the city. Treasury. Because this case is still undergoing a review of the officer's use of force compliance, Officer Reina is currently still on paid administrative leave. Da Peng is also on leave these 2 days, but he ended up taking a break for nothing. During this time, it has been cloudy and quite cold. After watching the US law enforcement segment, let's return to China and see how Hong Kong police handled a hostage situation. At 7:30 a.m. on the 15th of January 2026, the police in the New Territories North region of Hong Kong received a report. The caller claimed that the kitchen knives in his store had been snatched away. The man was later identified as 34-year-old Pei, nicknamed Dinosaur. Subsequently, multiple officers rushed to the scene to handle the incident. At 7:30, officers arrived at the scene and ordered Dinosaur to drop his weapon. When he refused to comply, the officer fired a less lethal weapon at Dinosaur. Attacked. Dinosaur fled towards the mall behind him. The mall was in chaos at that time. Dinosaur took the opportunity to grab an innocent citizen and held him hostage. The officers followed closely. Just then, Dinosaur stabbed the hostage with a knife. In this critical moment, the officer fired directly. Dinosaur cried out in pain, and the kitchen knife fell. 3 shots were fired. The officer rushed forward and rescued the hostage. Let's look at the situation from a passerby's perspective. What happened at the scene? The case. After confirming the scene was safe, the officer arrested Dinosaur and provided emergency medical treatment. Rescue personnel later arrived and transported Dinosaur to the hospital. Afterward, the New Territories North Region Crime Unit fully took over the investigation of the case. According to Senior Superintendent Chung Lap Yi of the Criminal Investigation Department, NT North, and Senior Superintendent Wong Ho-han of the Tuen Mun District Crime Unit, the suspect Pei, aged 34, is Vietnamese by origin, born in Hong Kong, and holds a Hong Kong identity card. He has long frequented the border area of major gang territories in Tuen Mun, nicknamed Dinosaur. It is currently unconfirmed whether he is a member of the Sun Yi On or Wo Xing Wo triad. Investigation revealed Dinosaur has a record of multiple assaults on police, inflicting grievous bodily harm, and trafficking and using American herbs. He has a history of mental illness for about 10 years, making him a high-risk individual. Police found a 30-centimeter-long kitchen knife, held by Dinosaur at the scene. Additionally, a retractable baton and about 1 kilogram of American herbs were found in his backpack. Due to the extremely serious nature of the case, the NT North Crime Unit will continue to investigate Dinosaur's motive and his triad background. In this incident, a total of 2 officers fired shots. They each fired 1 shot, hitting Dinosaur in the shoulder and chest, respectively. At 8:47 p.m. on the night of the incident, Dinosaur died at the hospital after resuscitation failed. There were no other injuries, or injuries to any other personnel. According to standard Hong Kong police force procedure, the 2 officers who fired have both been suspended from frontline patrol duties and placed on administrative leave. On the 16th, Secretary for Security Tang Ping Kung publicly commented, praising the performance of the officers, stating that in order to protect the safety of citizens, they were brave and decisive in opening fire, consistent with the professional standards and mission of serving the people of the Hong Kong police. However, Dinosaur's family did not agree with this. Although Dinosaur was homeless before the incident and had been staying with friends in Thailand, after the incident, his mother and aunt immediately appeared and publicly stated that their son was usually very filial to them and a good boy. Neighbors also said that this child has a heart of gold. The reason he committed such extreme acts was due to a mental breakdown leading to a loss of reason, rather than inherent wickedness. The officer did not attempt to counsel or communicate, but fired immediately, suspected of using excessive force and lawful killing. In the future, they will challenge the level of force used by the police at the coroner's court in their defense, which means he was very polite to the adults, right? He's so pure. Every handsome guy is like that. I don't know why it turned out like this, which means he was going to prison anyway, right? Honestly, everyone gets a seat there, which means no matter what you do, you end up killing that good-looking guy, which means my relatives are just, which means I thought you were going to sing about me going abroad in August. He was totally crazy when he touched it. Why did they specifically kill him? This matter, his mother now. It pains my heart. So, what do you all think about the two shootings today? Were the officers' shots reasonable? Welcome to leave your opinion in the comments section. Finally, please give Da Peng 3 likes to support me. See you next time.